Hey guys, this is Gabriel Lorenzi, creator of the blog Grupo Dicas, one of the biggest travel blogs in the world, and today I am here to tell you what to do in Florence. What are the best tours, what are the main sites, what are the tips you need to know the whole city and get along well in your trip there. In short, this will be quick, useful and non-binding tips. So guys, don't forget to give us the like the video, subscribe to the channel because that really helps us a lot, and buckle up. Well, let's talk about Florence. It's one of the coolest cities we have ever been to in the whole world. It has its special charm for being there in the location of Tuscany. It's practically the main city in Tuscany, and people use it a lot as a base to get to know the other cities around, because from there you can make several round trips to several nice cities like Pisa and Lucca, for example. There are many other tours you can do, so it's one of the most popular cities in Italy, and there are plenty of things to do. Not as much as in Rome, because Rome has an absurd amount of sites, but Florence has a lot of things, so we'll tell you here the main ones which are the most suitable for you to visit and where is each one, so you can enjoy and visit in the same day several of them that are already close to optimize your itinerary so you can do the best things with the best time. Now we are going to start with the most important. It's nice that in Florence the most important, the most visited sites are very close to the center, which is called the tourist center, which is the best area to stay, which is the one we recommend. We even made a video about where to stay in Florence, which is very nice and talks about this area if you want to take a look there. But to summarize and make your life easier, we created a link, I will leave in the description of the video, that we created a map of this main region. You will open it and you will have the map of Florence with a delimited region, and the more in the middle of this region in the center the better, which is near the Basilica of Santa Maria del Fiore, which is the main tourist attraction, which is centralized in the tourist center region of Florence. So the closer you are to it the better. Enter here at this link, you will be directed. The best hotels are already with the best filters. Do your search, it's the biggest search engine in the world, so it has a very good price, and make your location, make a reservation, and already guarantee the best location there. So starting our list, the place that we recommend you to go first to get into the mood of Florence is the Piazza del Duomo. It's one of the most important squares in Italy because it concentrates some very important and historical sides of the city. Its main attraction is the Basilica of Santa Maria del Fiore, which is the main church, the cathedral of Florence. It's a sensational place. It's very beautiful. It carries all the history of Florence, and it took centuries to be built. It started in the 13th century, and 20 years ago it received the UNESCO World Heritage title, so it's a wonderful building. It's full of details, has several works of Gothic art already architected, and is a postcard of Florence. When you see some pictures of the city of Florence from afar, you will always notice that this cathedral is one of that catches your eye. There are some hints of nice places where you can see the city of Florence from some hill, from some place further away, and you will see that the view is beautiful because the cathedral stands out from all the other buildings. To enter the cathedral is free, you don't have to pay anything. It's very nice, you get to know the inside. It's very beautiful. The entrance is free, but to visit some other parts you have to buy tickets, which we think is worth it. A very nice place that is part of the cathedral is Brunelleschi's dome. I don't know if it's exactly how it's pronounced, but it's a very big dome where you can see many works of art, many beautiful sculptures, and you can also have a very beautiful view of Florence if you go up the top. It's a very nice place. It's not that expensive, so it's worth it to buy the ticket because we think it's a very nice experience. You can have a beautiful view, you can enjoy the landscape and see the best, and enjoy, of course, the whole time. And a very important tip, guys, for Rome, Vatican and Florence: buy the tickets in advance on the internet. The lines to buy the tickets at the box office are huge. It's absurd. The line for the Colosseum is more than 2 hours long, so when you go to Rome, buy them too. But for Florence, this tip also applies: buy in advance because you pay cheaper. On the internet it's always cheaper, and you don't pay the 6.5% IOF, which you would pay by paying there because it's a purchase in another currency, and you don't waste your time, which which is precious on our trip, so buy before. We will leave here in the description of the video the site we use it to buy all the tickets in Euro. It's a very good site that has all the tours in Italy, all the attractions. It has the guided tours if you want to make some round trips to the cities near Florence, the guided tours inside the sites, museum with the guides that explain everything, and the tickets for these attractions. So go there. The nice thing, it's one place only for you to search well, and you can already set up all your tours there, buy everything at once. With them it's much easier than going to each site, so buy in advance to avoid the problem of standing in long lines and running the risk of not getting in, because in some places the tickets sell out halfway through the day, so it's something you have to pay a lot of attention. And then the pictures are very nice in this square in front of this cathedral, because it has some other very beautiful works. In front of it you can see the baptistery of San Giovanni, which is very beautiful. It's a very different architecture, so it's worth taking a lot of pictures there. And there is also Giotto's Campanile, so there are some attractions, some very beautiful constructions that end up making a very nice composition in the square. The pictures there at the end of the day at sunset are beautiful. You're not going to regret it. The pictures are excellent. Our tip is, after you get to know these attractions, stop by the square. There are several very good coffees there. In Italy, the coffee houses are sensational, and there are also several gelatos for you to drink. There are several little shops that sell the famous Italian gelatos, which are very good. And you will see that Florence has many basilicas, cathedrals, churches. Each one has its name there, but they're all in the same style, in the same shape, but there's a lot. The variety is huge because it really was very much part of the history of Florence. So there is one that's very different, it's very differentiated from the others, which is the Basilica of San Lorenzo. We think the design is very nice from the outside because it looks like it's kind of unfinished. It's still under construction, but it's already finished, so the outside is not so nice, but the inside is very nice. You also have to buy the ticket, but we think it looks nice from the outside because it's different from the others. And in this area, take advantage that you will already be there and visit the Central Market of Florence. It's the big market of Florence from tourists. We always know it as a big market. It's sensational. It was one of the coolest markets we have ever seen in the whole world, because there are so many cool things for you to buy from the stalls. So much spices, seasonings. There is a lot of nice spices that you can buy and bring back to your country. There are lots of nice things, fruits, fish. You can eat there on the spot, take it back to the hotel. And the cool thing is that on the top floor there are several very good restaurants where you can eat. There are some very nice ones that they make on the spot. There is more or less their style in all the restaurants. There's a table around, and then inside the kitchen is exposed. It's like an island. You can watch, or you can talk to the cook. He makes your food and asks you how you want it. It's very nice. Outside that, there's a very famous market which is talked about a lot, but we didn't like it so much, which is called Mercato di San Lorenzo. There's a street that's like a mini gallery with many stores, stands and stalls selling letters, souvenir, clothes, but we thought that the quality of the things were not very good, and we were not interested. We didn't find it very nice, so take a look. Everybody comments on it, but we didn't think it was worth it. But it's on the way to the market, so take a short visit there to check it out and see what you think. Now going down a little bit from the central region by the map, you will arrive in another region near the river, which has a lot of nice attractions as well. A sensational place that you can't miss is the Ponte Vecchio, one of the most famous bridges in the world. People go there a lot. It was preserved during the Second World War by the bombs that were dropped by the Nazis. It was one of the only ones that survived, so it's the one of the main symbols of Florence. It was built in 1345 over the Arno River, which is the main river of the city. It's even nice to walk on it. It's very nice to take a walk on the banks of the Arno River, but it's nice to cross this bridge Vecchio because inside there are many things. There are many gold stores, jewelry stores. You will see that there are a lot of them. They deal with everything. It's a little bit cultural of them, so if you need to buy, I don't know, an engagement ring, something special, it's a nice place. Oh, and a cool tip, at the end of this bridge there's a place that sells sensational gelato. As soon as you get to the other side of the bridge, be aware that you will see that's very good. We had it and it was the best gelato we ever had there, but we don't remember the exact name. But you'll notice it's a store there, it's a corner restaurant that advertises the gelatos, and it's very good. There was a very famous legend, but they banned it for a while, and I don't know if they will release it again. It's a legend that if you cross the bridge with your partner, lock the lock there on the bridge, bridge and throw the key into the Arno River, you will be with your partner for the rest of your life. You will be happily ever after, but they have blocked that for a while. They have stopped, so you have to know if it's still possible for you to lock the padlock there. But at the time we visited, and lately it's not possible anymore. They finished it. Guys, and if you have any questions, no matter how silly it is, any opinion about the trip, you can send it to us and we'll help you, okay? And it's even easier, go to the social networks, send a message, a direct message there on @Florence, and I'll help you with great pleasure. There's no problem. And follow us there. We're always traveling around the world, trying to show travel tips in a nice way, and the family routine with our little ones that are a blast. It's very cool. And now talking about the museums and galleries of Florence, if you like art and history, there are sensational places that you can't leave off your list. The main one is the Galleria degli Uffizi, one of the most important in the world. In fact, it's inside a palace. It's next to the Galileo Museum, which is also a Q museum, which we'll mention quickly about now, but we don't think there's that much to mention because it's not as important as the others. But it's very cool because it's a museum about Galileo Galilei with the objects and instruments that he used to study the world and his theories. So it's a very nice museum too. It's not as big and as important as the others, but it's right next door. And this Galleria degli Uffizi is the most important in Florence and one of the most important in the world. It's close to the Arno River, to the Ponte Vecchio, and it's a building that is more than 500 years old. It was designed by the architect Giorgio Massari and is one of the oldest galleries in the world, and it has several precious and important things, works inside, such as the Birth of Venus and the Spring by Botticelli, that are the most sought after works by people. It also has several works by Michelangelo and Da Vinci, so there are many cool important things from the history of the world. So we recommend that you go there. You have to buy the tickets, no way, but on the site here that we mentioned it, there are the tickets, there are guided tours if you want the explanation. It's not so expensive, but it's a must-see place you have to visit. You will spend a good amount of time inside because there's a lot of stuff and it's very big. The building is very big indeed, so you're gonna need time to see everything and enjoy. And another place for those who like history and like important works, which you can't miss, is the Academy Gallery. It's called so because it's the gallery of the Academy of Arts in Florence. It was created to help the art students of the college, of the studies that were there nearby, and it ended up becoming one of the most important museums in the history of Italy. It has many works by Michelangelo. There is a work that's very popular and very important, which is the V, which is there. It's the symbol of Florence. So it's one of the most important works in Italy, so many people go there, and you also need the tickets. It's a place that's worth visiting, and it's also too close of this we are talking about. It's all very close. And also near there, it has the same name as the bridge, the Palazzo Vecchio, which is very beautiful. It's a sensational place too, and it's worth to take the tour inside. You have to buy the ticket as well, but we think it's worth it because it's very beautiful. It's a very cool tour. They show the whole interior there. There are several works and several cool things inside. And our last tip is the one that has become a very famous place because of the view, which is that tip for you to see the city of Florence from above, which is beautiful. It's the Piazzale Michelangelo. It's Michelangelo's square, which is a little bit on top of a hill, so you can go up there. We found the view very good. Try to go in the late afternoon to catch the sunset, and there are some restaurants there that are very good. There are several cafes, so try to include it because it's very nice. A tip, it's a very long walk. You can go by cab, but there is a point where the car drops you off that you still have to walk a little bit. But if you want to go on foot from the beginning, it's very far and tiring because it's very steep. So our tip, take an Uber, a cab or something to go up there because it will be much easier and it ends up being worth it. If you walk, it's too tiring. And down here, guys, in the description of the video, I'll leave the link to this website that sells the cheapest tickets, excursions, and tours. I'm also going to leave the car rental comparator that I commented on, which is the comparator that compares all the car rental companies. You will get a much cheaper car rental. There is a comparator similar to the car comparator, the travel insurance comparator. Oh, travel insurance is mandatory to enter almost every country in Europe. So guys, don't forget, don't fail to take one. It's very important. You need to have an insurance that has a medical assistance of at least 30,000 euros. This this is the European requirement, but it's cheap. If you use this comparator, you make an insurance there and you spend 23 euros for 10 days of traveling. It covers you for everything, so the price is very advantageous. Use the comparator. And in the same scheme, there's also the train tickets comparator. The trains are excellent. Use them because they really make a difference on your trip. They find the cheapest train tickets for the best company, so use all the links. There is also the chip for you to use your internet out there, because to use your cell phone abroad you need a prepaid international chip, which is the cheapest way. It's much cheaper than using your roaming plan for your home country, which is a fortune. Don't use it. And then we got a very good company that delivered it to us in your country. We went to the website, bought it, and received the chip at home in a few days. And when we arrived in Italy, we got off the plane, put the chip in, and started using the internet to get around, search for places on the GPS, information, and finally use the internet for everything. And also the map of where to stay in Florence, so you can book the best hotels. So it's a list with all the items there, the tools that we use on our trips and that we think that can be useful to you. So save this video, save this description for you to research and set up your trip, and you will see that's much easier than you think, guys. It's very easy. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel, because that really helps us a lot. And be sure to watch the video on how to save a lot on your trip to Italy. It's a complete video we created which teaches you how to plan your trip from start to finish using only quality stuff, the good services that we use and recommend, saving a lot. You will travel much cheaper even, and with the top tips. So it's a step-by-step guide for you to set up your trip to Italy the best way possible. I'll leave it here alone, guys, with the playlist that has all the other videos from Italy for you to watch and enjoy. So guys, I hope you like it and have nice trips.